So I'm Tammy Farrell, junior senior high school principal here at Groton. I'm thrilled to be here. I grew up in a small town in Central Square. I have a son who just graduated from SU with his PhD in geology. So I feel like my education started in high school when I went to BOCES for Child Development. Really kind of started me on my path. I also majored in business in high school. Then I went out into the work world. I worked at banks and some other places, and I really wanted to be a teacher, so I finally went back to school in Cortland. Got my undergraduate in elementary education. I was a minor in biology. Then I went on to my master's degree in human services and community counseling, because the hardest part of the classroom was that affective domain where you're trying to create a positive culture for kids to grow and learn. Then I taught for about 13 years, and someone tapped me and said, "Did you ever think about being an administrator?" And I never had. I think that's most cases. So I got my CAS from Oswego and went back to the classroom because I wasn't sure it was for me at the time. So I went back to the classroom for 3 years, and then a wonderful job came open in a small rural district. I was the director of curriculum and instruction there, and it was all about teaching and learning, and I just really loved it. 3 years into that, my superintendent retired, and so I had to think about what do I want to do in the future, and we had these amazing consultants who worked with us, and they asked me to come and try out consulting. So I left the school system and became a New York State school improvement consultant, and I did that I'm still doing that on the side a little bit, keep in touch with everything that's happening in state ed and things. So I've been involved with state reviews, strategic plans, so I feel like coming back to a building, I have a real interesting perspective of the whole picture. Last year, I went back into the classroom for a year, and I learned even more. I took everything that I've learned over the past several years in administration, took it back to the classroom, and while it was amazing and I was back to kids, I still felt like I had a little more to do in leading and supporting teachers and students and the community. So this position came open, and here I am. I'm glad to be here. So first and foremost is fostering a positive culture where students are safe and ready to learn. And some of the ways that we've done that is, I'm at the doors every day saying hello to the students, creating relationships in the classrooms, talking with students. Next goal is to make sure that every ninth grader ends his or her career on track to graduate, because once you've fallen behind, it's very difficult to catch up, especially in high school. The next thing is to make sure that all seniors graduate with a plan, what's going to happen. So we're really working with the counseling department on making sure that they're meeting with all students and creating some sort of pathway for them. Graduation, of course, is important. What we're working diligently on right now is creating systems. So systems of distributive leadership. I have a fantastic department leader team who advises me and fields questions from teachers and helps communicate, because communication is huge. That reciprocal, where's the information coming from? What do we need to know? So I think we've done a good job of starting to create that and making sure that communication is open and flowing, and transparency is there. So I really want the community to know that I'm dedicated to students getting an effective education, that they graduate ready to go into the world. I'm also dedicated to making sure that students are safe here and that they can be themselves and that they're treated with unconditional positive regard. And I'm just thrilled to be here.